In this lesson we will be working on modeling the ears, hide the head geometry, create a polygon cube, and translate it, to match the reference image. With it in place, scale it up. Select the top set of verts, and scale them uniformly, so you are left with a tapered look. With the verts selected, translate them further. Now select the bottom verts, and do the same, lining them up with the reference image. Continue to tweak the verts, use the rotate tool, so the geometry lines up with the reference. Select the base of the ear, and scale the verts up. We have the basic shape, let's add an edge split. With the edges selected, scale them out uniformly. Create a horizontal edge split. Select the front verts, and translate them back, matching them up with the reference. Do the same thing with the back verts too. Add another edge split, with the edges selected, scale them up uniformly. This should round out the form. Follow up by deleting the bottom faces. Turn on Smooth Preview, to see how things are looking. Bring back the head, to see how things are lining up. Select the ear geometry and translate it up and back. Now scale the ear down. Change the pivot point of the ear, make sure to snap it to the center. Rotate the ear, matching it up to the reference, make further adjustments where necessary. Select the bottom verts, and scale them down a touch. Select the edge at the top of the head, and delete it. Take the neighboring edges, and translate them, making sure everything is evenly spaced. Add an edge split to the head. Delete the history. Select both the head and the ear and combine the two. We have a series of empty spaces that need to be bridged. Take the Append to Polygon tool, and begin to do so. Now we have the ear roughed out. Let's take the verts at the back of the head, and straighten them out, with the scale tool. Do the same with the neighboring edges too. Take the time to clean things up, translating the verts, making sure topology is neat, and well spaced. Continue on with straightening out the edges. Translate the edges back, so everything is evenly spaced. Continue to adjust the edges and verts, matching them to the reference. Use the scale tool to straighten out the verts, also make tweaks to surrounding verts. Spend time spacing out topology. Go into top view, and make further tweaks. Bring back the top reference, and see how things are lining up. Select the verts at the front of the head, and translate them forward. In perspective view, make further adjustments. Pull the verts forward, resulting in a nice rounded look. Let's get back to the ear. Use the Sculpt Geometry tool, to smoothen out the form. Adjust the verts, and even things out. Select the middle group of edges, and use the scale tool to widen them out. Continue to further tweak the verts. Let's create the inner ear cavity. Select the 4 front faces, and extrude them in. With the face still selected, translate them back. Activate Smooth Preview, and see how things are looking. Switch to Side View, and select the group of verts that make up the ear, and adjust them, lining them up with the reference. Use the Scale tool, and turn the ear outward a touch. Take the top set of verts, and translate them forward, curving out the form. Switch back to Perspective View, and inspect the mesh. Select the base of the ear, and widen it out with the Scale tool. Continue to tweak the edges and verts. Select the mesh, and soften the normals. Take a look at things in Smooth Preview again. There appears to be some pinching. Let's fix this with the Sculpt Geometry tool. With that done, let's make a few more adjustments to the front of the head. Take the time and use the Move tool to translate the verts. This should round out the form. Do the same with the ear, space things, so they are nice and even. Check things out in Smooth Preview. It looks like we need to smooth out a few things. Go ahead and use the Sculpt Geometry tool to do so. Turn off Smooth Preview, and make tweaks to the base of the ear. Smooth the mesh to see how things are looking. The ear seems to be a little off. Select the top set of verts, and translate them down, matching them up with the reference. Do the same with the neighboring verts. Select the edges of the inner ear cavity, and translate them back. Select the four faces, and rotate them. Tweak the verts a little more. Everything is looking good. I'll see you in the next video.